feisty like that today. So, yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, okay, I think it's just because on social media, certain things are trending. There's certain topics. Some people's channels are all about who do they date? Who do they want as a life partner? And I'm like, okay, that's great. I'm on the sidelines eating popcorn in this situation because, in the past, I might have dated people, but like for a very long time, I just don't put out on social media like precisely what I'm looking for in a person, because generally I'm happy being single. And for me, like the qualification would be you need to live within a 5-mile radius of me. I need to see you every day. We need to have everyday interactions to where I can vet and trust. So personally, just for myself, I've never gone on social media saying, oh, I'm looking for a life partner, because I've never, on the years of like being on social media, that wasn't my purpose for being on social media. Like, some men think like that's my purpose, right? No, not really at all. Like, I love to talk about long hair, and I've had some men, like, I don't know, I don't believe them at all. I think it's just weird. Like, maybe they're just bored or something. Like, they literally think like I would stop doing live streams or something, or talking about hair, or doing videos about hair, so I could just talk to them exclusively and only on social media. Like, no, definitely not. That's not why I'm on social media. But can we talk about cringe of Valentine's Day? Valentine's cringe. Okay. I love candy and the cute hearts and all that decorative stuff, but yesterday, men were doing some real cringe stuff on the social media, especially on the TikTok. It kept coming up on my FYP that there were guys, they were talking about what they want in a life partner. And I'm like, ew, cringe, cringe, cringe. Because can I tell you guys why men, when you do it, it's cringe? Because when women did that in the past, men would get down on them. They're like, oh, they're gold diggers. Oh, they're being so like particular. The internet does not need to know what you think is a specific life partner. I don't even, like, if someone told me, oh, I would consider marrying you or dating you, blah, 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 but then I dated someone else, nope, that's not okay. And, like, in the past, I would kind of just smile, be like, oh, okay, thanks for sharing. But no, it's not okay with me, because did you ask me how I felt? No, you didn't. You went on the social media land and basically told somebody, oh, I might think about dating you, or blah, 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 or it's not okay. Like, it's definitely not okay. It hits a level of cringe that's a little like, okay, weird, but I just decided it's none of my business. I'm on the sidelines eating popcorn because I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like, to be honest and frank, if people want to go online and talk about their ideal partner, let them. But I also do think you don't know today, because if you're just talking about your ideal partner, you're not married to that person yet, you haven't been with him for 5 to 10 years, what you think looks great now, or, oh, you have these matches with each other, it might not be in 5-10 years. I've seen a lot of people get divorced, stay in bad relationships just because status. But I'm happy being single. Like, honestly, being single was never a detriment to me, because I've never really talked about what I'm looking for in a person, because I know when I interact with you in daily life. And like, for me, a man has to put me first and go up to bat for me 125%. And a lot of men don't want to do that. So right off the bat, if they're not living within a 5-mile circumference of me, putting me first, I really want to have an interest in them, right? Because I'm not like one of these women that was like wanting to relocate to meet a guy. No, I like where I live. I love living in California. So if you don't live here and you don't live near me right away, it's just not going to work out, because I like being here. Some people love to complain about California. I'm not one of them. I love living in California. It's the best for me. If you don't like it, that's fine. But we would not have anything in common. So, yeah. Next part. I like a man who would go to Disneyland with me and eat vegan food. Like, you would have to be very open to veganism to want to be with me, okay? A lot of men, oh no, I can't stand a vegan. And I've been thinking about this too, because in the past, I never criticized people for eating meat if they want to eat meat, but I think about it, I don't really like meat. I don't think I would want meat in my fridge. So yeah, I do want a guy who's vegetarian or vegan. Like, I wouldn't want meat in my house. And even my sister, who, I don't know, I feel like she started eating more meat because she's been married and dated people who eat meat, and that seems to be what she wants now. But for me personally, I like being vegetarian and vegan, and it's not something I want to force on other people. But I've been thinking about this for a long time. You have to be a man who loves the veggie lifestyle. And that for me is very cool, and it's very awesome. You have to be a man who treats me like a lady. You have to be a man who puts me first, 120. And I dated a few people. It was never great. I didn't like it. I don't like men who want to order for me. I'm not interested in that. I don't like men who say that they get to decide this and that. Like, I'm not saying you can't be masculine. I appreciate a masculine man, but I'm looking for a partner. I'm not looking for somebody that wants to be like showing, that they're dominant in this way. It's not a partnership in my mind. I can be attracted to somebody, I can love them, but it's rare, and I haven't found it, and it doesn't exist on the internet. There's never been anybody on social media that I thought I could love or marry. No, never. That's the truth, because I've always been friends with people, but I always knew deep down that person would not go up to 120% for me. And if they're not going to, you don't have to have a certain economic status. You don't have to have this and that. But you do need to move to my location or live in my location, and we need to interact every day for years on end for me to know if you're a good match with me. So yeah, that's why I know, like, some guys are like, well, why are you single? Because I don't actively date, and I don't actively look to date, because, to be frank and to be honest, like, I did that in the past, and I didn't feel like it was good. Like, I didn't enjoy those interactions, and I'm not the kind of person, being an introverted person, I'm not going to go out on the social scene just to meet more and more people. I believe things happen organically and for real. And the right man for me will put me first in so many ways. And I never met someone like that. And that's okay. So being single, I think, is amazing. Personally, like, I know some people don't like being single. Some people are like, oh no, like, I'm lonely. But I've seen a lot of people that don't seem happy in relationships, that bicker with each other when they're shopping. I don't know. A lot of people are single these days. It's more common. I don't feel that there is a loneliness epidemic, to be frank, because if you try to connect with people in a real way beyond politics, beyond whatever's trending on social media, you'll be happier. I probably will maybe someday date again, but it's going to have to be somebody that I know locally, somebody that goes all the way from me every day. He doesn't need to have a certain economic status, but he needs to make me feel comfortable. And for me, if right off the bat you're not trying to make me feel comfortable, and you're just very tied to, I'm an incel, or I'm this and that, why would I want to date you? That doesn't make any sense. Some people love dating. I don't particularly. I am okay within myself. Work on yourself first. Work on having a relationship with yourself. And if you meet the right person, it'll happen. And I don't know. A lot of strong Syrian women in my family were single until the day, my great aunt Mary, Syrian woman, career woman, she was married. I don't think her husband did it for her. So she ended up getting divorced. So it just seemed like on my Syrian side of the family, there were single women that were strong, or even women that were married. Like, they were just invested in their own mental well-being, being strong. And it's not like, they hated men. Some of them were married. But my one aunt, who Like, she's married, but she prioritized finding a partner that meshed with her. She went to law school. She was a lawyer. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to be this independent kind of woman that hates men. It's not that. Because I don't evolve into tropes, okay? I'm not like feminist or Republican or Democrat. I just am myself, and I think the missing thing is you want somebody that'll go to the brink and back for you. And if they don't, then I don't care. Like, I don't spend my entire life worrying about my relationship status. I think it's okay to be single and happy, and you'll be happier when you stop trying to put yourself into a certain relationship status and say, this is the thing that will make me happy and feel better. Because you don't know, this person could check all those boxes today, and 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe you guys get divorced. Maybe you're in a relationship that just doesn't work out. I think being single for me is better. I'm not going to date around and try and find that one. If it happens, it happens. You don't need to force something. You just need to be happy within. And I believe, because I prayed to God about this, and God told me that. Thanks for watching.